Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, we can see.
So this is Command Center. I know I still need to update my homepage. I hate working on homepages and landing pages, but that's okay. For those who are just watching this, Command Center is a remote desktop remote device manager. So any devices or computers that you have, or even IoT devices like cameras, sensors, this Command Center is the web app that you can manage all these devices from remotely. So log in anywhere from anywhere in the world. You can access all your machines no matter where they are located. So I'm just gonna log into my account just to do a little bit. I've made some slight changes, nothing graphically, but here's the dashboard. So let's say you have a registered account. You already have a couple devices added on here. Your account can so on Command Center you have two different categories: your computer devices that you have associated, as well as your IoT devices. So this right here is actually my current computer that I'm hosting from. I can show you what it would look like, but remote controlling my computer from the same computer doesn't make sense. It gets kind of weird and stuff. But there are two things when it comes to specifically computers. You have two types of functionality. You have remote control, which is like a remote desktop feature, and then you have control panel. Control panel is working with an API that's installed onto the remote machine, where you can send remote commands, do stuff on terminal, depending on which version or what operating system you use. But this is all cross-platform, so you can install this software on Windows, Mac, and Linux, and you can manually remote control these devices. So I'll go to remote control, since this is visually what people like to see. And right here, you can see the desktop window for my computer. And right now I have Zoom open. I'm gonna control my computer's desktop just normally, and you can just kind of see through the screenshots right here of what's going on. And so you can see things relatively live. It's not perfect. I've got a bunch of Discord stuff here. I can control this. And even from here itself, from the platform, I can, for example, click on Edge. It's a little bit weird and glitchy when you're controlling the same computer. I should probably do this from a different machine. Yeah, it's not the best way to do this right now. Anyways, you have full control, so you can do mouse keyboard actions. You can even download and upload your own files from here. So if I wanted to upload a file on my local machine onto a remote machine, I can just choose a file and then upload it. And I can also download a file. So if I know where the path of the file on the remote computer is, I can type in this path, for example, this, and I can then click download, and I would receive the remote computer's file onto my local machine's file. Functionalities like that are possible. And yeah, so it's a platform that is designed to give you the remote control features that you want. So a lot of it, as system administrators would use this. This would be useful even on like an AWS platform. Yeah, if you manage a lot of servers, or if you just want to have access to your machines from home or that are sitting at home, you can do that. Let me show you control panel. So this is not quite the same as remote desktop, but it has similar functionality. So these are the commands here. This is an output log showing the success or fails of the API commands that you're sending to the remote computer. And this shows the logs, who has been sending remote commands to your computer. It'll show like IP addresses, all that stuff. So this command right here, this checks the status of the computer. Is it online? And so I click it and it says that the service is online. It's called Backdoor API, by the way. I want to get a screenshot of this machine. Let me just click on that and voila, we have a screenshot. There's a bunch of UI things that I need to work on, so it's a little messy. But yeah, you get the full screenshot. And depending on the computer, so if you have like the monitor you're using is pretty high resolution, it will take the size of a screenshot of the exact dimensions of that specific machine's output. However, like if you have a computer with a small screen that has like, I don't know, 800 by 600 resolution, you'll receive a screenshot that size. But I have ways of resizing images to fit the screen, which will come in handy. This command right here turns on the camera. Obviously my camera is being used right now for Zoom, but if I click on this, it will automatically turn on the camera application. So if I grab another screenshot, you'll see that I have the camera app launched. So you can use this for your own like surveillance or just to see what's going on in your house if you're all the way across the world or down the street or at a friend's house. So another screenshot. You can also send remote commands. So this right here is called terminal commands. You can send in terminal commands like you can cd, do tree, add tree, I'll send a request, and it will do its thing.
Yeah, it's very like similar to I remember like I once was very like active in the security some kind of field. So basically, what happened was that I somehow like had a malware on my laptop. So and it was some kind of like RAT, so remote access Trojan. So these are the tools that like you need some kind of like control command system on and machine and there are agents which you like compile and then send those to the target machines. They like then make a connection between the command center and the target machines.
Yep.
So these are used by the security like engineers, but also by hackers also. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
I know. That's the hard part is developing this command center to be secure. Because it's not
Yeah.
supposed to be used as like hackers. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Like an example of that's a kind of like a competitor application to command center is like TeamViewer, and TeamViewer is used a lot in scamming, from what I remember, and I've even been scammed by someone who used TeamViewer. This is when I was a kid. But ever since that, I was like, well, that's kind of a cool like thing, not for just hacking, but like just in general. Like if you have if you just want to have access to your machines, or if you want to be able to easily transfer files between one machine and the other, you have access from anywhere. I can log in on you. If I was in Pakistan right now, I can log into my machine from your place.
Yeah, definitely.
Just easy access. That's the goal, is just make your life easy. Another thing is I haven't talked about is IoT devices. So I've built using like Raspberry Pis, like sensors. And so these sensors can be triggered remotely. So I've done the same thing that I have done here with computers, but with IoT sensors as well. This sensor, for example, I haven't gotten all the functionality quite in yet, but essentially I will have functionality where I can activate the sensor. So let's say it's a motion sensor. The motion sensor, when someone gets too close to the motion sensor, it triggers the Raspberry Pi camera, takes a picture. That picture, once it's been taken, it sends you either an email or sends you an alert on maybe a mobile device. I have to create an iOS app for that. But basically, essentially, it would send you the picture and say, hey, look, an object has been detected. Here's a picture, and it will snap a picture of who was just in front of that sensor. So it's a platform that like it's supposed to be, you know, also for home security or whatever, like a smart home kind of platform as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, especially like if you like combine this system with, for example, personal assistant kind of system, like for example, uh, if you guys have like seen Iron Man movie, uh, Tony
Yeah,
Stark and like the Jarvis like has like complete like you can say uh man, I always forget words.
I don't remember.
Uh,
It's been a while.
no, like Javed has complete control over his like all the like home and other stuff. So
Hmm.
Tony Stark, like whenever like he's like in a mess, Javed like do some stuff for it. Okay, so this can like pretty come in handy. For example, I have this system set up. Okay, I have my AI system ready. I have this like command center ready.
Hmm.
Really good system. Okay, so I am like leaving for a trip for to the Paris. Okay,
Hmm.
so I am at a Paris and like there is some kind of sneaky activity at my house
Hmm.
back. So
Yeah.
there is like artificial intelligence giving me reports. Hey, bro, this is the person
Hmm.
entering in your house. Call the police or should I call
Yeah,
it myself?
exactly.
Yeah. So then cops will come and arrest him at the back.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going for, is to have that
Yeah.
sort of smart home kind
Yeah.
of functionality. And
Yeah.
you can also control your computer from home too, if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
wanted to,
Yeah.
just to have
Yeah.
that full control over your technology.
Yeah, maybe some kind of like automatic handmade gun which has some kind of spoon and it auto fires when
Oh my God. I don't know if I want to do that, but that's an interesting idea though.
yeah,
Serious
that's
home
that
defense.
there's self-defense, yeah, home
Mhm.
self-defense.
Yeah.
Nice man. Cool.
Yeah, but that's all I have. Any questions that people have or suggestions of ideas as to where I could take it?
Yeah. So I think that now that I've thought about it, I mean, this could be when we talk about sales, right? This could actually be two products. So if you market to what we already talked about, what are they called? Like system administrators, right?
Hmm.
And people who just handle tons of servers, that's an obvious choice. But the second one is in smart home devices, right?
Hmm.
I think these are two different markets,
Yeah.
obviously. And because there are, companies like that, at least that I know, one is called Savant, right? And
Hmm.
the other one is called Control 4, right?
I think I've heard of that one. I know Savant
Yeah.
though.
Okay, so both of these are quite popular, right? So they're all about like home automation, right? And that's something that you could that's where it could be useful, right? So these are basically two different markets. So you should have, in my opinion, complete like two different products. One should be just for like IT people, and the other one is obviously more of
Mm.
a consumer product, right? If you
Mm.
it's the same technology, but you can
Hmm.
sell them to two different markets. And the only thing that you would then need to do, basically, one would be a web application, obviously for IT guys, and the other one should probably run on an iPad or some tablet device, and then you can easily just use it for home automation.
Yeah, you make
If
a
you get
good
what I'm
point.
saying.
You make
Yeah,
a good
right.
point. Probably for home automation, nobody wants to log on to a web app. They want it just all on their phone.
Exactly, phone or a tablet that usually is on their wall. Because when I've been looking at these videos of home automation, right, like
Hmm.
reviews of different gadgets and whatnot, that's what they usually have. So you can, I think it's called Control 4. I mean, you should look it up. Let me just Google it quickly. I think that's what it's called. Um, or yeah, it's called Control 4 Smart Homes. So that's something that you should just look at how
Yeah.
they're like distributing their stuff, how they're presenting their products, and
Hmm.
I think that's something you should do. So what's your, next step? It's clearly, working. I mean, it's enough for you to try to get some pre-sales, right?
Yeah.
If you have, even though, just try to, like limit the system so that it's safe, right?
Yes.
That's my opinion. Make sure that it's safe and secure, and then just say, hey, I'm taking pre-sales, and then just don't build it, buy a landing page for like what, $10 or whatever, it doesn't matter how much it costs, and try to see what happens. Just
Yeah.
to get some early customers who you can talk to and get some feedback. That's it.
Okay, this is an interesting question in response to your ideas. Do you think I should focus on pre-sales sooner, or would you say get this more secure, then go
First,
for
make sure
pre-sales?
that it's secure.
Yeah.
Just don't spend like 2 or 3 months. A week or two should be enough for you to make sure that big things can happen, right?
Yeah,
Like
I
the
agree.
biggest loopholes should be plugged, and that's it. Just say this is an early beta,
Yeah,
and see what can happen.
I 100% agree.
Probably buy 2 domains, right? And just say first go with just the IT, right? Because that's all already done, right? So
Yeah.
it's mostly, yeah, and then just see what happens, and then go from there.
Yeah, it's a good point. I didn't think about splitting Command Center into like 2 separate sites, and that might honestly make more sense. It might be more confusing having it all on one instead. Have 2 separate sites for better marketing of each product. Is that what you were suggesting?
Yes. I mean, you could still realistically let the IT people who are into, gadgets and whatnot use it like that. But there's another chance that you will be able to market this to home automation enthusiasts, right?
Yeah.
And they're probably not going to care about logging onto anyone's PC. They just
Yeah.
want to turn off and turn on their lights,
Yeah.
and that's it, right? And for that, they probably some kind of app. End of story. Yeah, that's that. But minimum you can minimum have 2 products at least, from what I can see.
Yeah. I like that. That makes a lot of sense. That way each site can be its own unique, better for the marketing aspect of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if one doesn't take off and the other one does, you're still winning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's actually genius.
Exactly, right? So but it's the same product.
Very cool. Thanks for that. Someone, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I should say like this is a pretty like great concept. Like I would like I am like very interested in this kind of stuff also, like because whenever like I saw the Iron Man movie and the automation and the artificial intelligence combined with the human, like the best possible experience, I think the best possible relationship between an AI and a man is shown in the Iron Man movie, which was the original movie back in the 2008 or something like when that was the time when like first Iron Man movie came out. So if this technology like really matures and in the future it becomes something like this, that would be pretty powerful. So I am 100% like into that stuff. And
Cool.
I would like to say one thing is that because as I said earlier, I have some kind of experience with this kind of tool. And one thing I have realized that these tools are pretty like sometimes hard to like understand, okay, for people. So I would like give an advice is that you tailor your product in a way as Mario is like told you that there will be like 2 people. There will be like security engineers and there will be like normal people, ordinary people who are not so much technical. And so for the normal people, design and like tailor your product in a way that it's really like easy, really easy.
Okay.
So because security engineers, they are like technical person, they know the ins and outs, they can like tweak their they love to like take product for their own. Okay, but
Mhm.
normal people, they don't want, they want the working thing out of the box. So I would like
Yes.
suggest that, yeah. So tailor your, if you are gonna target two different audiences, the ordinary people, make your product really like easy, like to set up, or maybe like to like keep checking, because these kinds of things are like for always. People like always want to like see like, hey, what's going on in my house when I am like away from the home or something like that. Okay,
Mhm.
so if like if for example, if I have to like always open the app and to see, hey, like, okay, so my room is good, my home is safe. Okay, so like I would like always have to open the app and see. So that's the typical. Okay, we have seen this before by some other companies also. So if there is some kind of another way, basically some kind of advanced way, which like keeps the user always updated, like
Yeah.
some kind of widgets. Yeah, widgets would be a way cooler choice.
Mm.
When a person has a home screen and home screen has a widget, and in that widget he is able to see the camera look of the outdoor, the
Mm.
door, the main door of his house. That is pretty cool. Okay, so that's the user experience that you want to build, so
Yeah.
that you can capitalize that. And the ordinary people, because there is one thing, ordinary people are way larger in quantity as compared to like technical people.
Mhm.
So the more profits can be made from ordinary side as compared to the technical side. So the user experience should be like on point with the
Okay.
ordinary people. Yeah.
I
So
agree.
that's it. Yeah.
100%. User experience really does matter because if you don't get it how to use it, then you're just gonna give up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that.